to preview the 2017 Smith County football season with head coach Mike Dickerson. Coach, we'll start with this. Reclassification. You lost to Cobb County. They went up to 4A, but for the most part, are you happy to see the region kind of stay intact?
Well, it's traditional games that we play and have played for many years. So, we're glad that the region, for the most part, has stayed the same. And, we still have the Cab on the schedule just because it's it's kind of a common opponent that we've played every year and we understand each other. So we decided that we would just continue to play as well.
Let's go back to last season for just a second. I know what's in the past is gone, but you did lose three region games by a total of 17 points. If you would have won those 3 games, it would have won the region. How tough was that, losing those 3 games, and what kind of mindset does that give your team for this season?
Well, we didn't feel like our defense did a very good job of finishing at the end of the games last year. 2 of those games we had the lead in with opportunities to win and did not finish. So our focus has been, once we do get a lead, the defense has to step up and they have to finish those games. And that's what we're looking at this year. We've got a lot of people back on the defensive side, so we expect our guys to be able to hopefully hold up a lead at the end of the game this year.
Talking about focus, most teams will be focused on you guys. You only lost 7 seniors last year. How is that for a lot of coaches around Middle Tennessee, around the region, to be focused on you guys?
Well, I mean, in one way it's good. You want to have people looking at you as a team to beat, but what you got to hope is that your guys can step up and handle the pressure that comes with that. We got a good group of seniors. A lot of them been playing since they were freshmen, so it's not going to be any different for them as far as Friday night if a team's focused on them or not. Our focus has got to be to go out and to make sure that we do what we're supposed to do, and anything that happens after that will happen.
Talking about seniors, one of your standout seniors is quarterback Carson Hackett. Talk about his progression from freshman year to senior year, what you see from him this offseason, things like that.
Well, Carson played a lot as a freshman, mostly on the defensive side of the ball and some at receiver. But when he started as a sophomore, he was a good runner, a decent thrower. He has progressed into a great runner and a really good thrower this year. He really understands the coverage reads. He understands what the defense is giving him. He can almost see that before the play starts, which is great. He will take care of the ball this year, which is what we really need. He did a good job of that last year, and I expect him to do that again this year. I just love the fact that he can run or throw the ball on any given play.
Carson's a great quarterback, but he has to have receivers that he has to throw to. What do you see from them this season, things that you like, some concerns that you have from the receiving core?
Well, we have Jalen Shepperson and Shamar King back, which are two of the greatest receivers maybe we've ever had here together. We expect anytime we get them out there, if Carson can, we'd like for him to get them the ball because they're great athletes. But we also have Campbell Gregory, who is a good solid receiver for us from tight end. I feel like the receiving core is solid. Depth is something that is a little bit of a concern for us, but all we can do is try to get these younger guys ready, more time, and hopefully, as the season goes on, more experience.
Talk about the offensive line for just a second. You have a key injury to start the season, and aside from that, talk about how they progressed in the offseason.
Well, Jerry Smith has an injured knee, and we're hoping, as the season progresses, that we can work him in. He's a 3-year starter, so that's kind of a big loss there. We feel like we've got about 8 or 9 guys who can play some point in the offensive line for us this year, which is some pretty good depth for us considering the past 2 or 3 years we've had only about 6, and one guy that would change in. So we feel like we've got enough depth. Now it's just a matter of getting these guys where they understand what they're doing and getting after folks.
Of course, you have an injury on the offensive line. You also have a big injury on defense. Talk about that injury as well, and some key players that you see stepping up on the defense this season.
Well, Wesley Kemp has injured his knee in soccer this last year, and he had knee surgery, and we're hoping by late in the season that he can work his way back. It being his senior year, Wesley was a very good defensive player for us the past 2 years, so we'd really like for him to get back as soon as possible. As far as new guys coming in, we've got Chris Allen, who has stepped up. He's a junior. who is working in at outside linebacker for us this year and doing a great job. He had some spots where he played last year, but we think we've got him in a position now where he really understands his role. We've also got Bryant Gooseby back, who was injured all last season, which hurt us, and he's looking great. Tanner Marshall is a defensive end who has stepped up this spring. We expect a lot of good things out of him this fall. Last year, he kind of come in late, and we didn't really get to get him the coaching that he needed to get him in the games, but physical young man. He plays the game the way we like it. He just likes to hit folks. So, you know, we've got several guys on the defensive side of the ball who are stepping up, and we're trying to work depth in behind those. That's always a concern when you got about 50, 55 kids is depth, and you know, that's what we're working on.
Well, we've talked about offense and defense. I would hate to leave out the special teams. Talk about the kicking game, the return games, what you expect from them this season.
We feel like we've got some good returners back from last year. Of course, Shamar and Jalen and Carson, they're very capable when they get the ball in their hands of making big things happen. We did lose our kicker from last year, and so we're kind of looking around to see who can kick the ball. Bryant was our punter 2 years ago, had an injury last year, did not punt. Looking for him to come back this year and take over that role again as a senior. I feel like, all in all, we'll be fairly solid in the special teams game.
Lastly, you know, these fans that come out to support the Owl football team, they're always great. They're always supportive, home and away games. Do you sense an extra amount of buzz around the town, knowing the amount of talent that's coming back?
Well, I know this. You come out here on a Friday night, and this is as good an atmosphere as there is in the state of Tennessee. You get fireworks shot off. You have people up in the crowd supporting you. The town of Carthage is pretty much shut down. I don't think that they're any more excited for this year than they are every season. The Owl fans, they want to win, and they support their team. Win or lose, they support them, but they really want to win. And this group of guys right here are ready to go out and do their best to hold up against that focus that those teams have on them.
Coach, thank you so much. Best of luck to you guys during the season. Cannot wait to see what you guys put out on the field. Reporting for DTC Sports, I'm J.R. Smith.